Hola chicos, bienvenidos al capítulo ser y estar. Today we're going to study the differences between ser and estar. As you already know, ser and estar both mean to be and cannot be used interchangeably. So which one should we use? To know this answer, we have to learn the uses of each verb. Uses of the verb ser. When referring to nationality and place of origin. For example, somos colombianos. We are Colombian. That's nationality. Next example, ella es de Colombia. She is from Colombia. That's place of origin. Another use of the verb ser is when referring to profession or occupation. For example, Samuel y Carla son estudiantes. Samuel y Carla are students. That would be their occupation. Another example, Marta es profesora de español. Marta is a Spanish professor. That would be her profession or occupation. Another use of the verb ser is when referring to characteristics of people and things. These are permanent, which means unchangeable. For example, nosotras somos pelirrojas. We are red-haired. That's a permanent characteristic, right? That's the way they are. Next example, los zapatos son feos. The shoes are ugly. That's the characteristic of the shoes. Another use is generalizations. For example, es importante hacer la tarea. It's important to do the homework. The next example, es fabuloso viajar en avión. It's fabulous to travel by airplane. We can also use ser when referring to possession. For example, Samuel es el hermano de Sofía. Samuel is Sophia's brother. It expresses possession, like Samuel belongs to Sofía. He's her brother. Another example, son mis libros. They're my books. Again, it expresses possession. The books belong to me. Ser is also used when expressing what something is made of, such as la blusa es de algodón. The blouse is made out of cotton. The other example is los libros son de papel. The books are made out of paper. Again, this expresses what something is made of. We also use ser to express time and date. For example, hoy es miércoles. Today is Wednesday. Son las 3 de la tarde. It's 3 in the afternoon. Hoy es el 13 de noviembre. Today is November 13. Another use of the verb ser is when referring where or when an event takes place. As an example, we have la clase es en el salón 216. The class is in the room 216. The class is considered an event that takes place in a certain place, which is the room 216. This would be where. Another example is la clase es a las 12 menos 20. The class is at 11:40. This would be when an event takes place. Now we're going to study the uses of the verb estar. One use of the verb estar is when referring to location or spatial relationships. For example, el salón está en el segundo piso. The class is at the second floor. This would be considered location. The next example is el perro está cerca del gato. The dog is next to the cat. This would be a spatial relationship that means space. Another use of the verb estar is when referring to health and well-being. As examples we have estoy enferma, I'm sick, and ¿cómo están ustedes? Estamos bien. How are you? We are fine. We also use estar with physical states and conditions. For example, la secretaria está ocupada. The secretary is busy. This is describing a physical state. That's how the secretary is right now. She's busy. The other example is la puerta está abierta. That's a physical condition. The door is open. Ser is also used with emotional states, such as ellos están enamorados. They're in love. Estamos contentas. We're happy. In both examples, emotions are described. We use the verb ser when referring to certain weather expressions. For example, está nublado. It's cloudy. Está lloviendo. It's raining. We also use the verb estar to describe ongoing actions. As examples we have, estamos leyendo el periódico, we're reading the newspaper. Usted está oyendo música clásica. You're listening to classical music. Now we are going to see that both ser and estar can be used with some same adjectives. And when this happens, the meaning of the adjective changes. So, the statements with ser are general observations of inherent qualities, like characteristics that don't change, and also facts. The statements with estar describe actions that are variable, such as when referring to mood, appearance, and opinions. So, which one should we use, ser or estar? We're going to study some of the adjectives that can be used with both verbs. But remember, the meaning changes according to the verb that we use. When we use ser with the adjective delgado, this adjective means to be thin, like ella es delgada, she's thin. With estar, it means to look thin, ella está delgada, she looks thin. The adjective nervioso, when used with the verb ser, means to have the characteristic of being nervous. Like in somos nerviosos, we are nervous people. When the verb estar is used with this adjective, it means to be nervous. For example, estamos nerviosos, we are nervous. But that's not our characteristic, that's the way we feel right now. When the verb ser is used with listo, this adjective means to be smart. Carlos es listo. Carlos is smart. However, in the example Sofía está lista, the adjective noun means to be ready. Sofía is ready. Aburrido, when used with ser, means boring. For example, Pablo es aburrido. Pablo is boring. He bores people. The other example, ellos están aburridos. This adjective means to be bored. They are bored by someone else or something else. When we use ser with verde, this adjective means green, which is referring to the color, like in las manzanas son verdes, the apples are green. Now, with the verb estar, verde means not ripe, like in los plátanos están verdes, the bananas are not ripe. The word malo means bad when used with ser. For example, el señor Juárez es malo. Mr. Juárez is bad. He is a bad person. El señor Juárez está malo. Mr. Juárez is sick. As you can see in the image, he might have a fever, so he is sick. When we use ser with seguro, this adjective means to be confident. Él es seguro. He is confident. When we use estar with this adjective, it means to be sure, like ustedes están seguras. You are sure. Chicos, be careful when using the verb ser or estar with certain adjectives that can take both verbs, just to avoid misunderstandings. Remember that the meaning changes. For example, we have ser aburrido, which means to be boring, and we have estar aburrido, which means to be bored. So it's a big difference there. Now that we know the uses of both verbs, ser and estar, let's do some exercises and practice your learning.